Hi, welcome to ERPNext. In this webinar, we will cover the new features which are added in ERPNext version 11.
Hello guys, this is Manas here. This is education domain homepage. Now if we click on this education module, so initially we will see okay, let it reload. So on clicking the education, we will see that there are few submodules. One is this student admissions, and then this is attendance and tools, or then assessments and those course schedulings and the fees and masters. So initially, if we are creating any so first of all, we should create the masters. So let me check the masters. So if there is already any masters, so masters will be you should create before setting up anything else. So those are in the masters there are basically three or four doc types or documents. One is courses, programs, instructor room, and here in setup this is also you also have to set up academic term, academic year, or grading scale, and there are some settings for this education domain, so that will also be here. So okay, let's start with the program. So program will be anything like if you are having a school, so any particular standard will be program, or if it is college, so that will be a particular program which contains a set of courses. So here will be the program. So let's say if this is the computer science program. So in this particular program, you will be taught these courses like database, system programming, web development. So you can link the different courses to a program. All the mandatory, if I mean, there can be two type of courses for this particular program. One can be mandatory, and another can be the elective ones. So electives are the one which are chosen by the student itself. So if any course is elective, so it's better to keep that in a mandatory, or if that is compulsory for everyone, so you can just make that particular course mandatory. So this is for initial setting. Now there is one. Okay, so let me just give me one sec. Okay, so now after that, another one is instructor. Instructors are basically the teachers. So you can have different instructors, and you can have the instructor log. So instructor log will be basically that particular teacher or a professor, the courses he will be taught in a particular academic term or academic year, that can be recorded here. So, for example, if Albus Dumbledore is teaching art subject for standard 10th for this academic year, so you can save this particular in the sector log. So basically, it will keep a log of the teachers or the subject teachers that in which particular academic year or academic term that subject was taught by whom. So you can also link instructor to the HR domain. I will tell you later that how we can link this instructor to the employees in the HR domain. So let's move forward. Okay, after that, one major thing will be academic year. Academic year will be simple like your fiscal year in the ERPNext, or it is like you can create the academic year, you can give the start date and date. Similarly, will be the uh, academic term. You can also set the default or current academic year or academic term in the education setting. So, okay, so grading scale. Grading scale will be like, let's say this is the grading scale. So, if you are submitting the assessment in the marks, you are giving some marks. So basically, the grades will be calculated on the basis of the percentage of those examination or those assessment marks. So okay, so this is this is all about the masters and the initial setup. So there are two more things like a student category and a student batch name. So a student batch name is kind of sections. If you're having different sections for a particular program, so you can give them section A or section B, or if you are having any private coaching institute, so you there can be multiple branches of a particular program, so you can give them the branches also, like a branch for a particular city A and branch for a particular city B. Now this is a student category. So student category is beneficial for the fees and fee management basically. So you can have a different student category, and accordingly you can define the fee structure for that category, and the fees will be generated accordingly. Okay. So now this is all about the initial setup. After that, the things which come handy is the admissions module. So in the admissions module, there is one doc type student admission. So basically, in the student admission, you can create an student admission form. So in this, you can define the eligibility for a particular program like minimum age, maximum age, or application fee or naming series. Now, according to this student admission form, the application form will be created. Like let me give you one demo. So this is one student applicant. So for that, we have to create first we have to create a web form for that. So let's just create a web form. Okay, so is there any web form here? Okay, so here it is already a student applicant web form. So this will be created automatically when you install the ERPNext. If you want to do customization, or you want to add some other fields, so you can create another web form with the additional fields. So this is and the route is uh, student applicant. Okay, let's save this. Now, when we go back to our student applicant module, so this is student applicant. I mean, all the student who will apply from the student admission portal. So their data will be stored here. Now, this is a student admission. If you want to show some admission opening date on the student portal, so you can create a student admission for the same. So application form route will be the route of our web form. Title will be our application form for 2018-19. Um, let's okay. So I think it's not there. So let's create an academic year. Okay, so it will be better. I will give you with 17-18. So there may be already some data with 17-18. So will be much faster for that. So admission start date, let's say 1st of June to 31st of July, and the route will be, it will calculate automatically, I guess. Yeah. So you can also define the program for this. So let's say you want this for a student for the standard 10th. You can define the minimum age or the maximum age accordingly. And if you keep it null, so it will not check. Application fee will be there. And you can have the naming series. Suppose you want different naming series in the student applicants. So okay, so we will just save this application form, and after that, if we check this site on the portal, so admissions. Uh, okay, so after creating this student admission, we also have to check for our portal setting. So portal setting is basically for what exactly do you want to show to the students on your portal. So admissions are already there. So this is slash admissions. Okay, so if we click on this, so okay. Mm, 2017-18. Okay, I guess there is some conflict between this academic year and the admission start date and end date, because generally it validate for this particular thing. So yeah, I guess okay. So I mean, if you create this for this particular academic year 17-18, so accordingly the form will be shown here in the student admission. Or should I create an? Okay, let's just create an academic year. 2018-19. So accordingly, the route will be created if we just check here this for that particular academic year. So mm, okay, so it's not showing me anything because I guess I don't have the rule for the student applicant. So let me check once what exactly is happening here. Um, okay. So in the meanwhile, I will just show you what will be any data that will be entered from the student portal that will. Okay. So not from. Okay. So any data that will be entered from this student portal, so that will be come into the this student applicant. So once let's take the example of this particular one. So if they applied from the student portal, so it will come here, and accordingly the processing of these application forms can be done from here. Once you submit this student applicant, after that you can either approve or reject this particular student. So if you approve this student applicant form and update it, so that will be approved. After approving a student application form, you can either enroll it to a particular program. So for enrolling a particular program, you have to create this program enrollment. So let's say for this student, uh, this has been applied for this academic year and for academic term, and enrollment date will be this. These are the few other masters like journals or student batch, let's say student batch A or something like this. So all the mandatory courses will come automatically. Like if this student have applied for this computer science program, so database is mandatory in the computer science, so it will come automatically. All the courses which are not mandatory, so you can select it the from this child table and can set it. So if this student have opted some elective course, so you can set it from here also. So you just save this, submit it. So for this will be submitted, and accordingly when you are enrolling the student, so in the meanwhile a student record will be created for the student. So this is like let me, um, this is the list view of this. So this particular student has just created right now. When we enroll the this particular student application, so that will also create a student record for that student. Now in the education module. if we're talking about how for managing the students, so that is done by from this program enrollment. So basically, this is one of the central doc type which can be used for managing everything, not exactly everything, but for managing everything related to a student. So once you have created a program enrollment, then after you can create a student group. So a student group is for this. So if you have created a student group, so there can be three type of a student group. One is on the basis of batch. So if there is a particular batch, you can create a student group for that batch. If you can also create this to the student group on the basis of the courses, or if there is some extracurricular activities, or like for the sports, or any other things, you can create an activity based group. So if you are creating a batch based group, so the students will be all the students who are in this particular student group, they will be validated from the program enrollment. So if I save it, so it this will just save it. If I will try to have any other student who is not a part of that group, so it will throw an error in most cases. So this particular functionality can be handled from the education settings. So this is our education setting. So validate batch for student in the student group. So if you click on this validate batch and validate the student for enrolled courses, so it will throw a validation while you are creating or saving a student group. So I have checked this validate batch for a student in a student group. So if I will be saving this group, so it will validate whether this particular student has been enrolled in this batch or in these courses, whichever is in the student group. So, okay, so this must be there. Okay, so if I save this student group, okay, it is also there. So let's check this section A. If I get a student, so these students are also there, or these can be saved. Or if I will just okay, there are already all the students there which have been enrolled in this particular batch of student A and the section A. So this get student button is used to get the students from the program enrollment. If I delete these students and I click on this get a student, so all the student whose program enrollment is already there with these information like for this academic term, for this academic year, and for this program and batch, so they will be automatically fetched here and you can save them. If you try to add some other students, so they won't come here. Or let's say if you manually add them, so uh, still you won't be able to save it because we have just okay. You won't be able to save them also. So this is the student group. So this student group will be used for everything. Like this will be used for our attendance. This can be used for generating the fees. This will also be used for creating the assessments. So this is kind of important doc type. So if you want, since there can be large number of groups in any educational institute, so there is also a student group creation tool. So a student group creation tool is basically a tool which can be used to create a group for for any academic or an academic term on the basis of how many batches are there and how many courses, or on the basis of courses and batches. So these student groups will be created automatically, and you can create them. So if I want to create for academic year 18-19 and for this particular this, so these will be created. So if I click on this, so these student groups will be created, and accordingly the students will be allotted to them. So if I check on how many student groups have been created. Okay, so these has been created, and I guess there will be only there is only one student group in which there are students or the related students. Okay, so this is grouping the students. Now, if you want to have the attendance, so what you can do is you can create the attendance on the basis of the group itself. So for taking attendance, there is a student attendance tool. So if you check this, you can have on the basis of a student group or course schedule. So if you select the student group or group based on batch course activity, this is the filter which is used for creating the student batch. So let's say you select this student group, you select date. Okay, so there isn't any student enrolled in this particular. I think there will be for 17, 18. Okay, here it is. So for the 17, 18, these students will be here, and you can check all and mark the attendance. So here is it. Do you want to update attendance tree? So if you click on yes, the attendance will be marked accordingly. So this student attendance tool, what it will create a student attendance form of all the students. So here it is. So it will save it. Now, if you want to restrict the, I mean, there can be the uh, some educational institute may require the functionality where no one can edit the attendance after or after the fixed date or the when the attendance will be freeze. So for that you can have the attendance setting and you can set the attendance freeze date. So if you have set the attendance freeze date, so no one can change the attendance after that particular date. So no, this is about attendance. Now you can student also can apply for a student leave application. So for that you they will have to and create the student leave application. So this can be generated by the class teacher, or you can create a web forms in which the parents can apply for the student leave application. So if you have created the student leave, if you have created a student leave application, so mm what will happen in the reports in which there will be absent student reports, that particular student will be marked, I mean that will not be marked as absent. So let me show you. So we also have few reports which is on the basis of attendance. So this is one is absent student report, so this is kind of daily report. So if I click on this one, so it is showing no one is absent today. And if I mark this particular student as absent, so this will be visible there. Padma Patel is absent today. Um, if I check on this, so this is here absent, and all the information will be here. So if we create an leave application for this particular student, so then he will not be visible in this student absent report. So basically this is the report in which tells the how many students are physically available there. Now this is student batch wise attendance. This is kind of batch wise attendance. So this is kind of handy for the principals, or if anyone on the higher level wants to just have the statistics about how many students are present and absent for a particular standard and for a group. So okay, so this is about it. There is also one more report. So I guess that will be here, student monthly attendance sheet. So this is oh, so there is some issue, I guess. That should be because of okay. Let's report the issue. Mm. Okay, I will not be having. So I will report this particular issue and will fix this. In the meanwhile, okay, so this is about the attendance. Now, after the attendance, one important thing which is there is fees. I guess there is one question about what differentiate the student group and the student batch. Okay, so I think around 5 or 6 months ago, there are different doc type for the student group and the student batch. But now there is only single doc type name is student group. So student group can be on the basis of batch, on the basis of course, or on the basis of activity. So basically, like if you are having a standard, or let's say if you have created a program for standard 10th, and there are 50 students in that standard, so you can create a student group on the basis of batch, in which all the 50 students will be a part of them. And if there is any let's say if there is any elective course which will be chosen by the student itself, so you can create a student group on the basis of course, in which you can only select the student who is part of that particular course. So basically, student group is handy for sending the different newsletters or any triggers. Like you can, if for this particular thing, like for class standard at social science or for this academic year. So if you want to have attendance, you can just create attendance. If you want to create course schedule, you can create course schedule or assessment plan. Or if you want to update email groups, so that will come handy in sending the newsletter. I mean, if you want to send an email to all the students of this particular group that exam will be conducted on this and this date, so this is a kind of handy in that case. So this is
Manas,
yes,
guys,
please.
if you're not, guys, guys, if you're not speaking, please put your microphone on mute. We keep hearing some background noise.
Okay, yeah. So I have just muted one guy. So yeah, if you have question, we can have FAQ session in the last. So don't worry for that. We can always have. I mean, you can ask your questions, or you can send them in the chat also. So okay. So moving to the next part, there is one this fee schedule, or I mean fee sub model. So fees. This is a single. Okay. So fees. Anything you can create a fee against a student. So basically, we have considered the student as a party. So if you are a user of ERPNext, so a student is a party type here. So you can. We haven't selected the guardian as a party. Instead, we have decided to make the student as a party. So you can create a due date. For that, you have to create a fee structure for different programs. If you are creating a fee, so let's say that this is a fee structure already created. Let me check what exactly is in the there. Okay, so this is the fee structure. Um, Okay, so this fee structure is for standard 10th and for general categories and tuition fee and everything is you already have submitted this, and there are like receivables accounts or income account cost, and you have to define everything in the fee structure itself. So during creating the fee, you just have to select the fee structure and everything will be automatically fetched from that fee structure. So if you just save it, submitted. So a fee record will be created for that particular student. So basically, we are using accrual type of accounting in the fee module. So while you have created this fee record, so but till here the fee hasn't received yet. So what you can do is there will be two options from here. You can send them payment request. So if you send them the payment request, so what it will do, um, it will send the guardians a mail with the with this payment link so that they can pay the fee online. So for that you have to integrate the payment gateway and the payment services like PayPal or Razorpay. Whatever is there in your country, there are lots of other payment integration also that has been already merged in the version 11. So you can, I mean, you can have you can send them link for online payment, or you can, if that's not feasible, so you can just directly create a payment entry when you receive the payment from the students. So it will just it's basically same. It will knock off the receivables from your books, and it accordingly it will, okay, so, and it will book the income in whatever account you have selected, like cash or whatever is selected there. So account paid from this tuition fee receivables, and this will be going to the cash. So if you save it, submit it, so the status of the fee will be paid. So if I reload it, so the status will be paid. So this is the working of fee for a single student, but sometimes it's very unfeasible to create an fee record for a single student every time. So for that we have created a fee schedule. So fee schedule is kind of tool basically. So for that you have to select the fee structure. You have to select the due date. After selecting this, you have to select the student group. So when you select the student group, so all the students who are part of this particular student group, so the fee records will be created for them. So let's try this for this. So there are two students. If I save it, submit it. So after submitting, I have to create fee. So when I click on the create fee, so what it will do, it will create the fee records in the background by the scheduler, because there can be like thousands of students in a student group. So if you click on this create fee, so the fee will be created, and whatever status will be the status of this fee schedule, that will be that can be shown here. So here it is total collected amount for this fee schedule is 0, and total outstanding is this much. So basically this will create the fee records in the backend. So if you check this view fee records, so these two fee records will be created, and if you want to send a payment request along with the mail, so what you can do is you can integrate your online payment gateway, and you can just check on this send payment request. So what it will do, it will create the fee records of all the students in that selected groups, and it will also send them email along with the payment link. So all the students, like if there are thousands of students in your institute, so you can just send them email with payment link in via the single fee schedule doc type. So after this okay, so after this the fee records will be created, and if they will pay online, so this will automatically be paid, and the accounts will be automatically managed. If they will pay you in cash, so you can always make the payment entry against this particular fee. So this is about the uh, fee module. Um, you can also get the accounts reports accordingly as per this. Like if you want to see the general ledger for a particular student, so you can select the party type as student, and you can select the student here. Okay, I guess there is some issue in my local system, but yeah, I mean you can select the student party type as student, and you can select the student number here, and accordingly all the accounting entries can be checked from here. Okay, so this is all about the fee management. Okay, so there is one question from Liaquat. So does this mean payment entry of each of the student is to be made individually? Uh, yeah, I mean, if the fees has to be collected by your cash counter or something in the school, so they have to make a payment entry for against that fee record for every student. Or if you are opting for the for online payment, so you don't have to create anything. So it will automatically create payment entry once the payment is done. So okay, so this is about the fee. So course scheduling. So course scheduling is basically if you want to create schedules, so you can create course scheduling like for this student group. So the course will be X arts. Okay, so the room will be this let's say this room. So you can have the course schedule for this course, and you can assign the instructor. So accordingly, this will be shown in the calendar. There is if you want to create this course schedule in the bulk, you can use the course scheduling tool. So it will like you have to select the student group. Let's say this. You have to select the course. Let's say X arts. You have to instructor. Let's see this. You will select the room. Course start date will be like from 1st of July to this, and day on which day this will be repeated, so you can select the day. So if you just click on the schedule courses, so the schedule will be created. So if we check the course schedule, so all these courses can be visible there. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so I think it's causing because of the filter. Okay, so all those course schedules will be created and can be visible here. So this comes handy if you are creating if you want to have since the this course schedule, this can also be generated for your examinations or assessment plan. So this will be used if for just checking out whether there is any clashes or any other course schedule for that particular room or for at that particular time. So it will just the system will show you a warning that this is clashing against this particular thing. Okay, so we have covered this student attendance. Okay, so now after that, let's move to the assessment. So for the assessments, as I told you earlier, you have to create the grading scale at first. So once you have created the grading scale, so after that you can just directly create an assessment plan. So assessment plan is basically a planning of examination earlier. So if you want to have an exam of this particular exams, let's say the course will be your this one assessment. You can name the assessment um, arts exam. You will select the assessment group. So okay, so let me tell you the assessment group before that, because that is important one. Okay, so here it is, the assessment group. So assessment group is kind of tree structure. So if you are having, if there are like for a particular program, if you are having three times examination, like unit one or unit two or unit three, or if you're having different term like assessment 1, assessment 2 for a different term, so you can create like this. So in the when you are creating the assessment plan, so you can create for the end notes, you can create for the group, but while fetching the final reports, you can have the reports on the basis of these groups or the notes. So I have already created this assessment group for set to 2017-18, and for term 1 there will be 2 assignments. So like this is for assessment 1, this is for assessment 2, and on the basis of these we can create the assessment plan. So while we are creating the assessment plan, we have to select the group there. So let's say this is for XR. So assessment group, let's like assessment 1. So if we select this assessment 1, have to select the grading. This will be the scheduling. So if this will be clashing with any other course schedules or any other classes, so it will show you warning. Now this is the maximum scores. Maximum score will be like if you're having 100, and accordingly you have to divide the marks here. So the assessment criteria will be on which basis you will be assessing your students. Um, okay, so this is, let's say, writing. Okay, so in the arts, I don't think so there is any writing, reading. Okay, understanding and writing. Understanding and writing. Writing is also an art. So let's say V 60 and 40. For that we just submit this assessment plan, and okay. So once we submit this particular assessment plan, so after that we can enter the marks of the student on the basis of this assessment plan. One more thing which I want to point here is like if you like for if in your educational institute there is like you have to normalize the marks on the basis of anything like for assessment, if like there will be 2 assessment, for assessment 1 and assessment 2, and there are some percentage of those like 40 or 60, so better you will normalize the marks here also, like in the final in the okay, so should I explain with example, or okay, so let's say for this particular art exam, there is we have already created 2 assessment group. One is assessment 2 and assessment 1. So okay, so let's not open new window. If the marks has to be distributed in 40, let's say assessment 1 have the weightage of 40%, and assessment 2 have weightage of 60%, so better you normalize the marks accordingly and will keep the marks here as it is, so that because in the reports the marks will be added up, and like there haven't any normalization on the marks yet. So I think that will be done maybe in the near future. But right now you have to make this marks accordingly. So now after creating this assessment plan, you can just create this. You can enter the score, and on the basis of a score, uh, the grades will be automatically fetched whatever is there. Uh, Okay, so I will just don't. Okay, so this is these 2 marks. I have submitted the marks of these 2 students on the basis of their assessment criteria. If I click on this arrow button, so it will show me the assessment result for this particular student. So this assessment result tool, what it will do, it will create an assessment result document in the backend. So this is kind of this for this particular student. So this is the grade, and this all the things which we have entered here will be stored here. So right now this is in the draft state. So once you submit it, the marks can't be changed. So there we have already created a submit button. So if you want the marks of these two students, you want to submit the marks of these two students, you can just submit it. Or if you want to reconsider, so you just keep this as it is. So if the next time you will start entering the marks, so these marks will be fetched automatically. So if I submit this the marks, so two results submitted. So from here you can't change the marks again. But if you want to enter the marks of any other students, so you can do that. This is 20, 20, 40, and you can also submit the marks of this student. So this will be submitted. Now, after submitted, the assessment result will also be submitted. And if you want to change, you have to cancel and amend. I mean, if you have the permission for doing this. Now, this is the submitting the marks in the system. Now, after getting the reports, we can report on the course-wise assessment result. So this is we have to select the academic year. This will be the course X art, I guess, and this will be the assessment group. So assessment group is 1. So all the marks will be shown here. So this is the graph which shows how many students have got how much marks or according to the grade. So this is this thing. If you have entered the marks of assessment 1, assessment 2, you can also you can also select the term 1 here. So term 1, if you select the term 1, so all the marks will be shown you um, by adding. I mean, if you have entered the marks in assessment 1 and assessment 2, so all the marks will be added up criteria wise here. So this is a course-wise assessment report. So now after that, this is a final assessment grade. So final assessment grade is this is basically comes and if you want to check the marks of a particular assessment group for all the subjects. So this shows you the sum of all subjects. This is like 10th English and social science and arts. So this will show you the marks of all the subjects which has been opted by that particular student. So okay, now there is one more thing which have been recently added and I guess hasn't demonstrated previously. So this is a student report generation tool. So you can just generate the report card on the basis of this, like let's say this particular student group will be like for let's say for term 1, and this is the batch. Okay, so we can also select the batch. Now if we click on this print, so accordingly the student report card will be generated. One more thing which we will have to keep track of is like all the courses which have been mentioned in this particular standard. So let's say for the 10th standard. So okay, so there are these three courses: arts, English, and social science, which is mentioned in this particular course. So we will also have to define the assessment criteria. So if we have to define the assessment criteria here in order to view the in order to view a uh, student report generation tool. So we have writing, reading, and let's say understanding. So this is 25, 25 and 50. So right now, I guess weightage is not working. So it just fetches the assessment criteria for this particular subject. So if you print this report card, and there is marks for this student for this particular thing, so that will be shown here. So there has to be actually data for showing things on. So let me open the courses here. So this is English we have already added. Let's add in the social science. This is already there, and this is the arts. So in the arts, I guess in the arts there must be some marks. Reading, writing, and understanding. So this is 50, and this is 50. So we have course code is mandatory. I click. Okay. So 17, 18, I think there must be some issue with the academic year and academic term. Okay, so there is also one thing like this program enrollment tool. So once you have enrolled the program and you have created the assignments and you have done the assessments, you want to now promote the student to the next standard. So what you can do is you can create the program enrollment of the students in the bulk, so you can get student from student applicant or from the program enrollment. If you want to create the program enrollment from bulk from student applicant, so you can also do from that also. So let's select the program enrollment, select the program, this student batch or academic year, whatever will be there. Just get a student. All the students who are part of this program and academic year will come here. Now after that, you can have this filter, like this will be the new course in which these students will be enrolled. So let's say if and these have been enrolled, this will be the new academic year, new academic term, new student batch. So accordingly, the students will be enrolled in these programs or whatever we will you be assigning. So okay, so this is one of the website which has been generated from the ERPNext website itself. So um, they have created this website from using the ERPNext website module. So there are the pictures, and they have like about us history pages. They have linked this extracurricular activities. They have linked their admissions, and they have created these knowledge base of different subjects. Like if for the chemistry, if we click on this, so they have created the tutorials for the students. So this is kind of if you click on this metal and non-metal, so basically this is a kind of a blog kind of thing which can be used for students. So this is the link. If you click on this, you can have the YouTube videos or articles or links here for the students, and it will be very beneficial for them also. Like you have geography for this is the atmospheric, this is a particular topic. You have when you can have different YouTube links here, or this is very beneficial for student if you want to create some knowledge base or some resource point for them. So okay, so this is parent corner newsletter, and this is the newsletter can be accessed from the parent portal itself. So there is parent portal in which you can pay the fee, can view the newsletter. So this is here. Okay, let me show you how what exactly is there in the website module. So the blog which I have seen about this atmospheric and chemistry and different things, so that can be generated from here. So you can create and help category, and after creating an help category, you can create an help article. So basically, help article is kind of any article in which you can write the blog, or you can insert the different link, or you can insert the YouTube video here, and for that that will be published accordingly as the category. So this is one thing. You can create the different web page. In the web page, you have to give the route, and giving the route, you can define what exactly um, can be there. So we have created this route home new, and hello there is there. So if we just check the website with the home new, so hello there will be visible there. So education. So similarly, we can insert different things here. So hello there will be here. You can write the history or history of your school, or you can have the simple web pages with the information there. Um, this is web form. I already have mentioned you about the web form. Website sidebar. Sidebar will be this kind of thing which will be visible on the parent portal, or on the website. You can have your blogs. So blogs will be similar to, if you have seen the Prepper blogs. So we also use the blogs feature. So you can also have blogs of your educational institute. This is the portal setting. So in the portal setting, you can show what exactly do you want to show to the parents or to the students. So there is already lots of things here. So you can delete it or can create a custom sidebar. Um, Okay, so this is the basic setting. So you can have your custom CSS and JS for managing your website, and that can be done very beautiful. So you can just check a few YouTube videos for that. Okay, so thanks guys. Thanks for attending the webinar, and hope we will meet soon. Thank you.